Hey everybody, welcome to another MXGP Tech Talk with me, Paul Malin, where today we'll be speaking to Just One about the brand's history and everything that they have in their sort of range, if you like, everything they have on offer. But that means today's guests will be Tony Amoriello, the Just One Racing General Manager, and you can already see him there, the rider Maxime Renaux, who is from SM Action-M.C. Migliori-J1 Racing, and he's currently 4th place in the MX2 Championship standings. Obviously, we will talk about different things within the Just One range, but at the end of the show, we will have a world exclusive as Just One reveal a brand new product in their range. So if you can stick around to the end of the show for that, believe me, it's worthwhile to see that. But before we go anywhere, though, let's catch up with our guests, Maxime Renaux and Tony Amoriello. Guys, how are you? And first of all, where are you, Tony?
Yes, hello, Paul. Hello, Maxime. Hello, everybody, to all the fans of MXGP. And yes, I'm in a Just One headquarters. And happy to be here with you.
And obviously, where are you? I see you look like you're in your office there in Italy. How excited are you about returning to racing? Not too long to wait now.
Yes, honestly speaking, everybody miss races this year. And of course, we look forward to start again, the sooner the better. So the schedule is from next August to start again. So let's wait, but look forward to start.
Absolutely. And see Maxime Renaux waiting to talk to us. As we said, he's 4th in the MX2 World Championship standings at the moment. Maxime, where are you? And I guess it's a silly question, really, but how excited are you about going racing in the next week or two?
Hi, everyone. I'm in France, south of France, to train on the sun. So yeah, I've been 3 weeks in Italy to make some tests and ride with the team. So yeah, now just really excited and really happy to start riding MXGP series in 3 weeks' time. So yeah, just waiting for it and just waiting for Kagums.
All right, well, look, before we go anywhere and before we carry on with the show, let's just take a quick look at the video here of what Just One do on a regular basis. Well, just a quick look there at what Just One do on a regular basis and some of the products you saw there in the video. But that brings me back to the Just One Racing General Manager, Tony Amoriello. Tony, Just One, as we know, is still a relatively young company. But how and when did Just One start, actually?
Yeah, that's Paul. Is a good question. Yeah, even if a lot of people think that we are much older than we really are. We just started in 2012 with Just One brand. It was my project. It was a project that I started after many experience I had in my previous experience, like rider before, then in the commercial side. Then I was a team owner in GP in the 90s, when you also were a rider, you remember?
Yes.
And then I worked for the Italian manufacturer TM motorcycle for more than 10 years as a general manager. And I always was attracted from the helmets business, but not business in the term of the business. I mean, helmets from the technical side. I experienced a lot of, how do you say, question from riders, my riders, when I was a team owner, and then later when I was in TM, and many riders passed from TM, of course, in the years. Every time when I was managing the contract for sponsorship for my riders, I always had some problems with my riders because they were looking always something more about the helmets. So sometimes it was not light enough, sometimes it was not fresh enough, sometimes with not very good visibility. So they always complain about something. Then, of course, when my experience with TM motorcycle was close to the end, I put all this kind of information together, and I said to myself, why not? Why we cannot try to produce one helmet that can avoid all the problems that they were talking with me, and to highlight all the positive sides that they, of course, also were telling about some products. So finally, I don't know if the intention to have the best helmets in the market, in the world, was achieved, but for sure, I think that we have been able to produce one of the best helmets, really appreciated on the market and from riders especially.
Well, obviously, the first helmet that you launched was the J12. How good did it feel to finally get a helmet out there in production?
Yeah, honestly, it was very exciting, and it was like to have a baby, honestly speaking, because I took 1 year, one complete year, to work on the dark side with one Italian very famous designer to do that. And the surprise factor was very important for us to arrive and to show the products before everyone can know something about that. And I was part of the development since the beginning, and step by step, I built up with them this baby. And it was something very, very special. I still remember the official presentation. The official presentation was made in an EICMA show, and I had with me all my colleagues and friends, designer, some also doctor that participate to this project, and and we had in front of us more or less 50 seats for journalists and media in general. And I was telling to my friends, I will be happy if we are able to fill at least a couple of rows. Then during the meeting, the room was completely full, and also people stand on the sides. So more than 100 people attended this presentation, and it was really nice, really successful. Yeah.
Well, obviously, since then you've joined force with H&H Group. How and when did that start, briefly?
Yeah, very quick. After the beginning, I received much more orders than I was expecting in my best expectation. So finally, I was not able to produce everything with the current suppliers. So finally, I went to Asia to find a supplier. And I met several suppliers. One of them was H&H Group. And since the first beginning, we like each other very much. And after the first discussion, we saw that I had what they missed because they wanted to enter with a brand in the market. And they had what I missed. I mean, the production and the power to produce. So finally, we said, why not we join together? And that was the beginning. It was 1 year and a half later the launch. And finally, in 2014, we started this new joint venture together.
Well, obviously, last year, MXGP made its first visit to China for the MXGP of China, presented by Heihui Investment Group.
Yes.
How, I don't know, how proud was it for you, or how proud a moment was it for your company to be involved in such an important round of the World Championship last year when it went to China?
Yeah, honestly, I've been very, very proud to do that because after we signed our contract about the joint venture, immediately the first challenge I put on the table with them, it was we will be the first MXGP organizer for China. And they was laughing. They say, "Oh, what you say? You are crazy. No, don't say that." And then finally, step by step, I have been able to transmit them my passion for this field, this sector, to involve them in an emotional way a lot in this field, and finally to see that how much important was to be the first one to organize an MXGP in a country like China. And that was also a very successful GP. And when I spoke with everybody was there, everybody say the same, that everybody were really, really well impressed about what we have been able to do. Yeah.
Well, obviously, the development of new products is essential, and I imagine the riders from MXGP play a very important role in that. So how important is your rider here, Maxime Renaux, to Just One when it comes to sort of testing and developing those products?
Yeah, it was really, really good to develop those products with Just One, because last year we saw that some rounds were really rough for the goggles, and yeah, we developed a really, really good product. I'm really happy with it, and I think now we have one of the best roll-off system of the paddock. So yeah, just really, really happy about it. Really happy about the work that Just One put, and happy about how fast they could make it. I have one pair with me now, so I can show you the products. It is, yeah, really big, 50 millimeter. So really clear vision, and you have, yeah, you just pull here, and you have clear vision from the top to the bottom, or almost. So yeah, this goggle is really nice. Never stick on the lens, and yeah, really good products. Also really nice. Just One black and white. So yeah,
Sure.
fits good with the clothes.
And Maxime, as a rider, you always want to feel comfortable in what you wear. Do you enjoy, or have you enjoyed the process of being a test and development rider for Just One?
Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed a lot because then you can choose and you can ask what you want. So also on the helmets we didn't make big. I didn't had something to say because the helmets was already really nice, really comfortable, really safe. So I didn't even ask for something because the product of the helmet was already really nice, and everyone can go and buy it on the shop, and it will be great quality and great safety. So that was really good, and also the clothes are really good.
As a rider, what are you looking for on a personal level from the products that you wear? So with race jerseys, for instance, or race pants or gloves, or the helmets, for instance, what is it that you look for you to be comfortable?
I'm looking for sure not too heavy, too hot clothes. because as we know, like when you go on GPs like Lommel, it's in August, it's every time hot. Indonesia is really hot, so you need to have cool clothes. And also then, yeah, just the comfort. It's like elastic material, so you feel really good, like if you were without anything. So yeah, that's really nice. And yeah, for sure. Then you look also about the color and the design. And I think we have a really nice design for the clothes, the helmet, and the goggles. Everything fit and really nice to see.
All right, and Tony, I'm going to come back to you. Obviously, you know, looking online, looking at the Just One Helmets website, you obviously got quite a few items in your range now. But let's start with the helmet. You have quite a few different helmets. Talk us through the different types of helmet that you have within the range. You know, because there are quite a few there, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 different levels, including the first one you launched, the J12.
Yeah. If we think that this project was starting with just one helmet, the J12, just to say to use the same word like the brand, because the brand started from that project because it was only one helmet.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that was pushing me to to realize this brand. So now we have more than 10 products, 10 helmets in the collection, and we are now going across all the motorcycle users, so off-road, adventure, on-road, and from next year, in 21 catalog, we will have also some vintage products that are very well required in a lot of countries. But just to remain focused on the off-road products, in this moment we have 4 helmets for 4 different price levels. So we can find the right one for each customer and for each pocket, let's say. And we start from J38, that is an ABS helmet entry level. Then we pass to J39, that is still in ABS, but with 2 shell and with a little bit more feature, close to the professional helmets. Then we have the new J18, that is the helmet that Maxime is using now, that is still in 3 composite fibers and 2 shell and with a lot of ventilation system, new peak. We have also the system to have the peak longer in case of med. And
right here.
Then, of course, the J12. We still have the J12 because J12 is the beginning, is the history, and we decide to keep, in any case, in full carbon for that kind of customer that wants something really special.
And I see that you're also looking on the website. You also do a downhill mountain bike helmet now, is that right?
Yes, we already have in the catalog the downhill helmets, but the good side is that because, you know, there is a lot of connection between motorcycle and bicycle, and not only because of the 2 wheels, but because there are a lot of combination together. So we decide to enlarge the bicycle catalog. And in this moment, even if we have only the downhill ready on the market, but we are still working on 3 new projects for bicycle that will be launched the next year.
And just looking at, you know, talking about the new helmet, Maxime was just showing us the new helmet a moment ago. Maxime, what is it that you like about the new helmet? What was it, the J18 you said, Tony?
Yes.
J18, yeah.
Yeah, show us again, Maxime, the new helmet. And what is it that you like so much about it?
Here it is. So, yeah, first of all, it's really nice. You can see it, the style. I mean, it really fits with the red clothes that I have most of the time in races. And one of the best thing is what Tony said for the mud here. We have a bigger visor, and then you just have to go a little bit down like this, and all the mud came here, and yeah, it's just good for it. So even for the sun races, that's really nice. And then for security, I crashed. I used to crash sometimes on the head, and I can tell you I tried it really good, and I can tell you that it works. So yeah, that's also a good point.
You took testing to a whole new level.
Yeah.
In terms of the products itself, Tony, I believe you launched a new video last Friday, and it showed us more about the kit, sort of the helmet and some goggles and the pants and everything else. Maybe just talk us through that, because it does give us an idea of what you guys do.
Yes. So you talk about a general. Okay.
Yeah, the general kit that you have here. Obviously, this gives us an example of what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
So you can talk over this. There's no problem. This is the J-Flex?
Yes, yes. This is the J-Flex line that is made and proposed for MX riders. Of course, it can be used for enduro for everybody, but motocross riders likes this kind of style because the fitting is very, very good, very comfortable with the four-side stretch fabric that we use to produce the pants. A lot of ventilation. You can see a lot of holes in the critical areas, and even the jersey, of course, is tight and like riders like to wear now, with a special, extremely light fabric, but even stronger. And with all the sleeves with small holes to have more ventilation. Of course, the J18 that we saw before is what Maxime showed before. And the goggle that, of course, we have now in this moment available in two versions, and the third one is coming.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is the difference between, looking on the website, J-Force and J-Flex? One is motocross and one is enduro. What is the biggest difference there?
Yeah, the biggest difference is the material. So for enduro riders, the material, they need material much more stronger, because normally, if you think motocross riders, normally they race one heat, then they stop, they change again. So they have the possibility to change often. Enduro riders, normally they start 8 in the morning and they finish 6 in the afternoon. And normally they keep wearing the same gear for one day. So need to be very strong, also because they need to pass in the forest in a very critical condition, where there are a lot of trees, stones. And for this reason, especially the pants are for enduro riders are the mix between nylon and cordura, much more, while the motocross pants, that our J-Flex is a light four-side stretching fabric, mostly. Yeah.
And obviously, we talked about it at the beginning of the show, where you said that Just One is a very young company, only been around since 2012, but you've already scored yourself 3 or 4 world championships. Clement Gertcher has one. Tim Geiser has 2. Courtney Duncan last year in WMX. Yeah. You've come a long way in a short space of time.
Yes. Honestly speaking, when we do something for sport, for racing, the dream for everybody is to win some world title. Despite the young age of Just One brand, anyway, I was already, of course, well known in this sector, and of course, I had the possibility to be trusted since the beginning from a lot of riders and team owners. So that's, of course, combined with the good, high quality of our products, did the difference. Because I think that in 10 years history, probably not too many companies has been able to get a full world title in this kind of level. And with this kind of products, because for sure, to produce helmets is not like to produce something, because we are talking about the most safety item that a rider can wear. So it's really complicated. It's not just like to produce a t-shirt, you know. So
sure.
Finally, very proud about that.
Okay, well, look, let's just take a break for a quick moment. We've got some social medias questions coming in here. Paolo Gardini asking you, Tony, what is the strategy behind Just One? In less than 10 years, you have become one of the leaders in the motocross helmet market.
Yeah, it's more or less what we said before. And I want to thank Paolo a lot to consider us one of the leaders, even if I think that we have a lot to do, still a lot to do, to be considered really leader. But for sure, in this moment in the market, we are facing challenging with several competitors that they have 50 years history on the back, maybe more. So for sure, we are in the beginning. So what we show now, it's just the beginning. We already have a program for the next 5 years that we will discover year by year.
That's all right. Just Maxime down there, just by his team base, we can just hear a couple of bikes firing up. But another question for you, Tony, from Andrew James. How has the motocross helmet developed in the last decade?
Wow, that's a good question. Of course, the safety side, when we talk about helmets, is the main object. So finally, when we started with J12, we did a big step ahead. In that moment, I remember, for example, that a lot of helmets brand were going into the direction to have helmets extremely light. And for me and my designer, it was much better. It was much better for me and my designer, my staff, to give attention, to pay attention about the safety side, than to be cool to have an helmet under 1 kilo, you know. So even if I respect the choices made from other company, of course, but we prefer to have 150 grams more. That means to have the shell a little bit stronger and to have a little bit more volume and a little bit more EPS inside with more thickness. That was for us much more safety than to have small helmets extremely light. Okay. But now we have a different point to work on that, and the next step should be to have the double EPS and the EPP system that can reduce the concussion from rotational impact, like we already saw in on-road races, and that should be the next challenge we are already working on.
Okay, we have a question here from Maxime. Darius 557, is there any difference between a Just One helmet that you can buy in the shop and one that is used by MXGP riders and MX2 riders like yourself?
No, use the normal helmets. Let's say the production is just the same as riders are using in MXGP. So, yeah, like I told a little bit earlier, you can go buy an helmet on the shop, and you will have the same products than MXGP riders or US riders are riding.
Okay, and another one here for you, Maxime, from Jack King. After how many races do the riders change the helmets? I guess from your side, it's a little bit different because you're riding at the highest level.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay,
Can
so
you
after
repeat, please? Yeah.
after how many races do the riders change the helmets? And I guess from your side, it's
okay.
different because you're riding, at the highest level.
Yeah. Let's say we use like 4, 5, 6 maximum helmets on full season GP, because yeah, even for the colors, because sometimes you need to change helmet because the clothes are changing about the colors. So but I think the helmets are pretty good and good quality, so you can use it full season without any problem.
Okay. Tony, there's a question here for you from Luca. Just One is developing new graphics for the helmets every year. How important are the graphics for marketing? And I guess, do they make a motocross helmet more attractive for the customers?
Yeah, that's a very important, because of course we need to give to our customer, and when I talk about customer, especially I talk about the distributors worldwide and dealers, the possibility to compete against our competitors. So there is a big challenge, of course, to show something new, something nice, and to be more attractive, because when the safety side is achieved, of course, then we have to work on the graphic side to be more cool, more interesting, more close to some words. And in this moment, especially that we are going to have also, we have also the gear collection, we need also to match the colors with the gear. So we always work, our style center is always working on that without stop.
Okay. For Maxime, this is from Franco CO. How important is the padding in a motocross helmet to make the rider feel comfortable during the races?
It is important, really important, because yeah, you need to feel comfortable and to feel protect during the races. We are riding motocross bikes, and everyone know that it's a really dangerous sport. So yeah, you just need to be sure of yourself and sure about your material, and that's what I feel, and that's what I'm happy to have in my head, because when I crash, I'm never afraid, let's say, because yeah, I know I have one of the best helmets on my head, and I know I have all the chances to have, let's say, a safer crash. So yeah, that's important.
Okay. And one more social media question here for Tony, and it's from Sean Simpson. Sean Simpson 24. Who won the first ever GP in a Just One helmet?
Yeah, that's really fun, because I thanks Sean to do this question, because of course everybody knows that Sean Simpson is an MXGP rider, and very fast rider, and very nice person. And the first one who won the GP with Just One helmet was Sean Simpson in September 2013 in Europe. And it was an amazing day, because just to connect before with the joint venture with the group, because I had the vice president of the group in Italy that week, and we closed our deal. Then we went together to Europe to see the GP, and it was amazing, because he never seen a motocross race, he never seen a motocross bike. So we went in the most difficult track, and in the most critical condition, also weather condition. So when we come on Saturday, he said, oh, it should be very nice if we should win to celebrate the joint venture, winning the GP. And I said, oh, he doesn't know what he said, because how much difficult it is to win MXGP.
Especially in the sand in Lirop.
In the sand in Lirop. So then I saw Saturday that Sean was very fast. And he did a very good qualify section. So I told to him in the evening, we cannot win, but maybe we can have a podium. Maybe. And then in the Sunday morning, we saw that he was one of the fastest. And after Moto1, I went to him and say, probably we can win. We have a good opportunity to win today. And finally we won. So thanks to Sean to win this GP that for us will be always in our heart, in our history.
Yeah. And of course, that was the last ever MX1 GP before 2014, when everything went to MXGP, when it was rebranded.
Exactly.
So quite a historic moment for Sean, for you, for Just One, and everything else. That's it for the social media questions for now, but let's talk goggles, Tony, because you have a range of Just One goggles, the Vitro, which I believe is entry level, and the Iris, which is medium to high. How important are goggles to Just One?
It's important because there is an important market on the back, but especially because to develop the helmets together with the goggle is something really, really exciting. And you know, because you have been a GP rider, how much important is the goggle for MX riders. So finally, it was because I like to challenge a lot. And it was very good to compete with against the main brands that are on the market since many years, and to develop this goggle. In the beginning was the Iris goggle that of course was used in the GPs since the beginning, and with a very good feedback from the riders. Then we decided to produce also an entry level, the Vitro, that has, of course, less feature than Iris, but also less price, less cost. But we can use the same spare parts. So something that we can combine together, easily to manage also for sale.
Okay. Well, look, at the start of the show, we did promise you a world exclusive, a first exclusive here from Just One on the Tech Show. Now that moment has arrived, so may we present to you the all-new, brand-new Just One goggle, the Nerve. Here it is. Well, I've got to say, that's an impressive presentation there, and also an impressive goggle. I like how everything comes together and falls apart and looks very easy. So Tony Amoriello, tell us about the new Nerve goggle from Just One. I believe you've got a set there, and you can tell us all about it.
Yes, Paul. Of course, this new project it's something very important for us, because we just jump in another level, because we just cut with the old system about Goggle, and we decide to make something that can make the difference for riders, but also on the market. So if you take into consideration the development of the motocross in the last years, especially in the last 5-6 years, and the power that the 4-stroke bike has now, especially for 50, the safety, not only the view, but also the safety for eyes is very important. Because one stone shoot out from the rear wheel of a 450 can be really, really dangerous. So this is why we decided to have a special goggle with a special lens that is injected lens. So the lens is made like an on-road helmet visor with 2 millimeter thickness. So it's bulletproof almost. And with a particular that can be very easy to change. So with this new system that we patent, you can see with the double frame, keep the lens in the middle, and in few seconds you can change the lens without to be crazy. And what we have saw with our riders is that they feel really comfortable with this goggle for many reasons. The view field that is larger than before, the safety, because when they feel the stones in the goggle, they don't scare about that. And then the foam, the special foam that is also very well thermoformed on the nose side, so you can fit very well the goggle without to have any problems to breathe, because sometimes the goggle is going to close a little bit the nose, and then you have some problems in breathing. So finally, all these kind of points that we saw with our rider that they were looking for, we put in this new goggle together with a 50 millimeter strap to have a better grip. And yes, we can say that in this moment, with this new goggle that will be available on the market from the next autumn, we can challenge without any problem against everybody.
And am I right in thinking you also have a 50 millimeter roll-off system as well to give the riders that extra vision? So the same thickness or the same width as the strap, the goggle strap?
Yes, exactly. We studied the lens in order to have space enough to fix the 50 millimeters roll-off system. And thanks to the special shape of the lens, and of course with the mud flap on the top that can cover very well, like Maxime showed us before during the interview, riders can feel really, really comfortable with the roll-off, and to cover all the motor without to scare, to remain without any feel, you know. So finally, yes, the combination with the roll-off, it's perfect. Of course, we still have a laminated for this goggle. We will have a laminated, but like you know, not in many countries, it's not possible to use anymore. So roll-off system, it's really important. Yeah.
Well, we seem to have lost Maxime for now. Hopefully we get him back before we end the show. Otherwise, we've got a social question here from Joshua Jennings. During the development of the goggles, how important is it to do it in combination with the helmet? And obviously this is your own goggle and your own helmet.
Yeah. It's important, but it's not extremely important, because when we think about the goggle, we think that this goggle can fit very well all the helmets on the market. So finally, we take reference and we start from our products, but then we test on all the other products, the best products in the market, in order to get trust and to be used without problem, even for people that have other helmets.
And obviously, from Maxime's point of view, he's already been wearing this goggle. He wore it in Valkenswaard, the second round of the championship, about 6 years ago already. That's how long it was for round two. In fact, here he is. We've got Maxime back, right on cue. Hopefully he can hear us just really quickly. He's just disappeared again. We'll bring him back in a moment. But that's, you know, he was one of the few riders that I think finished the race with goggles that weekend. So it's a good testament to the product that you have there. Good roll-off system, good visibility, and you know, he proved it there that weekend.
Yes, Maxime has been the first rider to develop these new goggles since the middle of last year. So even maybe we can ask him if you want, but even if the goggle in that moment was without the brand on the strap, it was a full black strap, but Maxime give us a very, very good contribute to develop this goggle. And he knows what he wants, and follow him, we have been able to develop very well. And even in the Motocross of Nation in Assen, you remember how crazy was the day, but he was able to finish all motors without a problem with the goggle. And the podium that he got in Valkenswaard this year in the second round is the proof that the goggle works very well.
How long actually did it take to develop this new goggle? Because you already had two models, you know, like you said, the Vitro and the Iris. So how long did it take to design and come up with the new one, the Nerve?
Yeah, almost 2 years, Paul. Almost 2 years since the first scratches and developing the track. So yes, normally less than this means sometimes to risk to miss something. And in this case, we take a little bit longer, but we are sure that everything works perfectly.
Okay. Well, we do have another social question here for you, Tony. Rockas123. Do you make the development of new helmets and goggles during the season with your riders, or do you have other test riders?
Both, Paul. Normally, we use first of all some test riders, and when the first test with the test riders go well, then we start testing with our riders, GP riders, during training. When everything is okay, then our factory riders use these in GPs.
Okay. I think we have Maxime back with us. Maxime, can you hear me? No, you can't hear me at the moment, but we'll try and get him back in just a moment. But so from Tony, before we end the show, obviously you've shown us the new goggle. There's a new helmet, and are there any other new products that are in the pipeline, as it were, at the moment that you can maybe tell us about now, or that we can expect to see before the end of the season?
Yes, Paul. Like for it should be, we have a lot of products under developing now, and something. Of course, we have some schedule. Something is going to be launched in a short time in media, and then some others in a long-term time. For sure, the next step after the Nerve goggle, to be complete, and to be complete, I mean to be head to toe, like British and Americans say. Next step is the boots, that is still under process, the development about these boots since almost a couple of years. And if everything goes smooth, we should race from Latvia with Wilson Todd, the MX2 rider that raced for Dixon Racing, Kawasaki. And so let's start with him after the test riders that they give us the green light. So now we can also start testing during the GPs. Yeah.
Okay, and just checking again, I believe Maxime has rejoined us. Maxime, can you hear me? Okay, so Maxime, we were just talking about the new goggle a moment ago, the new Nerve. You did show us the goggles earlier on. We've seen the video presentation now. How did you find testing and developing this new Nerve goggle?
Yeah, we rode hours and hours under the rain to try it, and yeah, just went on training and told to my teammates, yeah, just go all the way in front of me and just try to go full clutch and give me all the roost that I had on races. And yeah, we just developed it like that, and step by step we found everything, single things we needed on Google to be comfortable, to be ready to rain, ready to mud, ready to sand, and also to be good about the yeah, when you are sweating, you know. So now I think we have a great goggle that is there is some air that is passing, and yeah, we have a great goggle. In Valkenswaard, it was really difficult conditions, and you can see that in both races. I kept my goggles until from the first lap to the last lap, so that was a really good try and a really good test, and yeah, that's a good goggle.
Yeah, and also we saw in the presentation there 50 millimeters, 50 mil roll-off system. That's got to be a huge advantage, a huge benefit in conditions like that.
Yeah, huge visibility. I mean, when you take a big roost, then you just have to do like that and clear vision from the top to the bottom of the lens. So that's a big step from last goggles, and I'm really proud and really happy to have work on it and to have a goggle like that on my helmet today.
Okay, well, look, that pretty much brings us to the end of the show. So I'm going to say thank you to Maxime Renaux from Yamaha SM Action-M.C Migliori-J1 Racing. And of course, the Just One General Manager, Tony Amoriello. Thank you for your time today, and thanks for showing us the new goggles, the products that you have, and also all of the, the new helmet that we saw. And, from that side, I guess we can all look forward to seeing these things on the racetrack in the very, very near future. And also, you mentioned the boots, Tony. Can't wait to see those in action on track soon. And, of course, from my side, thank you for your time. And we wish you all the very best when we restart again in just under 2 weeks' time. And can't wait to see you guys again at the racetrack. So from me and everybody here at MXGP, thanks for joining us today. Hope you've enjoyed the show with Maxime and Tony. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.